Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the RCT3 Coaster Challenge. I'm Lunkin FTW and we're up to episode 66, and today we are tackling the Whitewater Rapids, which is a pretty awesome looking coaster because it already has a lot of theming on its own, which is really unusual for me. I'm not sure how to incorporate this, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. It's also one that I've never ever built before in RCT3, so it's going to be interesting. Now, when I look at the style of this roller coaster, again, I don't know why they categorize this as a roller coaster, not a water ride. I just have no idea because these are just rafts. Again, I don't know, it's just kind of weird, but it's under the roller coaster section, so we're just going to use it. So anyway, this attraction, let's just call it an attraction. This attraction lends itself really well to the Atlantean theme that came with the RCT3 Soaked expansion pack. So we are definitely going to use that. And again, because it's the this type of ride is always kind of very theme heavy, so to say. It's very heavy focused around theming. So we're going to have to use a lot of theming in this ride as well. We can't just plop it down and oh, there we go, we got ourselves a Whitewater Rapids. It doesn't work like that. So I'm going to use a lot of these Atlantean style walls and buildings, and you're just going to see how everything unfolds. So first of all, we're going to make a multi-story building here, which encapsulates the queue, but also this upper section. So the rapids go over this queue station. So that's the first thing, and then another kind of, kind of multi-story thing here, which is right next to the outer section of the ride. So there's a lot of ideas already floating around in my head. And this one actually took me, I'd say, not too much time, but a decent amount of time, because all this theming does take a decent amount of work to build all of it. So here we're gonna once again make some sort of like a multi-story building. All I'm using is the Atlantean type theming. This one is actually really nice because it has a good amount of detail. The style, of course, that whole Atlantean theming is also very nice. It looks really cool. But also the objects, the scenery objects you're able to place, apart from these walls and everything, they're also really nice. And you'll see that as we, a little bit later in this episode. But for now, of course, I'm just going to figure some stuff out. Also, these ferns that come with the wild expansion, they actually make up for some really nice foliage when it comes to this Atlantean theming. So yeah, you'll see that when we're done with this whole thing. And like the previous two rides, the water coaster and the Virginia reel, I'm also going to kind of encapsulate this ride in a wall. So again, when you're riding this, you're kind of immersed into this whole theme, if you will, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I don't want you to be exposed to the outside where you're just looking at plain grass. I kind of want this to be like a whole experience ride, I hope that makes some sense to you guys. But I mean, if you've ever been on like a river rapids or like a something like that, that's got a lot of theming around it. So that's what I'm trying to do is here as well. So buildings, temples, walls, and scenery and all that good stuff is what we're going to focus on in this ride. So yeah, we're just going to go over every single piece here and make sure it's all kind of included into this really cool area. I'm going to put a roof on, so you once again have that multi-story kind of building feeling. Going to add a few objects inside. I really like these gladiator statues, so I'm definitely going to use those in this section as well. And got this kind of Poseidon statue with the trident. I'm going to use that two times in this theme. And you got this kind of like big brazier that I'm going to use, and of course some more ferns. And yeah, just going to finish up this entire ride here. And again, it's all there is to it is just the theming. There wasn't any crazy custom supports or weird elements or kind of cool inversions. It's a heavy themed ride. It's a ride focused on theming, so that's basically the main selling point. I want to change it here a little bit because I want this wall to kind of extend over this section. I'm not sure if that makes any sense to you guys, but I think it looks a little bit cool, and I'm going to make these kind of columns here, to make sure it looks a bit nicer, these pillars. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That is the Whitewater Rapids White River. It's kind of done. I really like the way how it turned out. I think it looks really nice, actually. Like I said, the theming itself of the ride fits really well with the Atlantean theming. So I think it's absolutely awesome. I would definitely ride this in real life, So speaking of riding, let's go ahead and ride this. Let's see what it's like. So here we go up the, you can still call it a little lift hill. And I really think this is a really nice touch, is that as you're going up, you're looking at the statue of Poseidon with its trident, and I think that's really cool. At least I think it's really cool. It's not, of course, going to be the fastest ride, and we're going to spin around a little bit, but you know, that's the it's also the main feature of this ride. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and go down into the water stream as we start to kind of turn around a little bit. We start to go outside. We can look at some walls, look at all the detail, all the, you know, the symbols and everything as we hit our first feature, which is on waterfalls. And whoever sat to the right is going to be completely soaked. Sucks to be you. Though I'm sure, you know, if you would ride this in real life, everyone would just get soaked. Here we go into the second part. Yeah, maybe this building could use a little bit of like objects inside, but you can always change it later. And, yeah, we're looking at the statue of Poseidon there as we go down our first kind of, I guess, drop or whatever you want to call this. Here we go, spin around a little bit, and a nice splash. Yeah. So from where I'm sitting, I would be soaked right now. And I believe we go into another little section here. Oh, that's the top of the ride. I was wondering what is that. So that's spacing out a little bit, but you know, that's okay. So we have another section here. I'm not sure what this is, like rapids or something, but ooh, there we go. A bit of a bump against that statue as we drop down. And I believe that's it. We get a nice look at the statue, some foliage, and then we return back to the main station as we look at that giant brazier with the fire. Yeah, that's really cool. I like this. I don't know about you guys. I like this one. Like, I know I say that a lot, but it makes sense. If I'm building something, I'm like, oh, it sucks. Of course I'm going to like it. So I'm going to call this Escape from Atlantis. I don't know, it's a pretty fitting name. Pretty cliche or standard too, but it's quite fitting. So yeah, there you go, guys. That is episode 66 in the bag. I'll be back pretty soon with another one. Hope you guys like this one. Let me know in the comment section what you think. And yeah, as always, thank you very much for watching and have yourself a wonderful day.